Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my May Tbr, so I'm going to talk about the books that I'm planning to read in May, and this is especially exciting because in May there's actually going to be a readathon, the Asian readathon, hosted by Read with Cindy, one of the most amazing people ever, and I'm actually going to be co-hosting that readathon, so I'm so excited. So in May I'm only going to be reading books by Asian authors and with Asian characters, with one exception because of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone read-along, which I'll talk about later. But yes, I'm so excited, and I'll definitely love for as many of you to join if you can. I'll leave all the information down below. But yeah, there's basically 5 challenges and I'm going to be talking about the books that I'm going to be reading for these challenges. There is also a group book that we're going to be reading together. So yes, let's just get into it. So yeah, like I mentioned, there are 5 challenges for the Asian readathon, and this is, I forgot to say, this is a month-long readathon, so it is for the whole month of May. You can either participate the whole month or you can just participate anytime throughout May and try to complete all the challenges. So yeah, there are 5 challenges and there's a little twist. So you can combine challenges and you can read the books in any order, but the twist is every book you read should feature a different character or author of a different Asian ethnicity. And this is just to encourage cultural diversity. So the first challenge is super easy. It's basically just read any book by an Asian author. So for that challenge, I'm going to be reading Descendant of the Crane by Joan. This is also our Books with Friends pick for May. So if you didn't know, Books with Friends is my book club that I run with Common Spence. So we're going to be reading this in May, and we're going to be discussing this on Spence's channel on Saturday, May 18th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and here are some other time zones. I'll also have the automatic time converter link in the description so you can see what time it is for you. But yes, I'm so excited to read this. It's basically by a Chinese author and it's a Chinese influenced fantasy. So basically our main character, Princess Hasina, is forced to become queen after her dad is brutally murdered. So she embarks on a quest to try and find out who the murderer is, who killed her father, and she is going to have to rely on forbidden magic to do so. So yeah, that sounds amazing. I'm so excited to read a Chinese influenced fantasy as I've never done so before, and this cover is just one of the best covers I've ever seen. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. I've heard that it has a lot of twists and turns, and it's also been compared to Game of Thrones. So yeah, definitely join us if you can. I would love to have you guys join us and discuss it at the end of the month. Actually, it's sort of in the middle, but anyway. We're also going to be joined by Melanie from Mel to the Any and Trin from Transformers. I love them both so much, so it's going to be a fun live show. And yes, so that is the book that I'm going to be reading for the first challenge. So challenge number 2 is to read a graphic novel featuring an Asian character or written/drawn by an Asian author. So manga and everything counts for this challenge, so I am going to be reading Death Note, the Black Edition of Volume 4, so this has volumes 7 and 8 in it. I've actually already started this, but I've literally made like that much progress, so not much. So yeah, I'm planning to finish this in May. I'm actually combining this with the 4th challenge, which is to read a book by an Asian author that was originally written in their native language. So if you're new here, you probably don't know that I'm obsessed with Death Note, but yeah, I'm obsessed, and I haven't even finished the series. I'm halfway through the series. I really need to continue reading this, especially because I'm actually caught up on the anime, like because I'm reading the manga, then watching the anime. My boyfriend's like, hurry up and read the manga so we can watch the anime, like continue watching it. If you didn't know, this is basically a very dark series following our main character Light Yagami, and one day he finds a death note on the ground and he discovers that if he writes someone's name in this death note, it will kill them. So he ends up using the death note to his advantage, and he's accompanied by a death god, a Shinigami, and it's just a really interesting series, and there's also some humor in it. So yeah, I really love it and I can't wait to read volume number 4. Volume number 3 did disappoint me a little bit. It just wasn't my favorite out of the ones I had read. So I'm hoping that the story goes upwards. So challenge number 3 is to read a book featuring an intersectional Asian character or written by an intersectional Asian identity. So for this challenge, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook Saints and Misfits by S.K. Ali, and this book features a Muslim main character and it is own voices. So yes, this is a YA contemporary, and we follow our main character Jana, who is dealing with constant Islamophobia, and Jana does have an Indian father and her mother is Egyptian. And yeah, this book just has a lot of positive reviews. I was reading some Goodreads reviews when I was trying to pick which book to fit this challenge, and this has, yeah, like I said, a lot of good reviews, and I definitely need to read more books with Muslim main characters because I've only read one before, which was A Very Large Expanse of Sea. I'm excited for this. It's supposed to have family, friendship, romance, but I also think it's going to be a tough read, and there also is a trigger warning for sexual assault, so I just wanted to mention that. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this, and I did need an audiobook for this coming month, and I am excited to read this one. I tested out like the little sample and the narrator seems really good, so hopefully I like this book. Now on to challenge number 5, which is to read the group book A Thousand Beginnings and Endings by Ellen O. And this actually is a collection of short stories featuring a lot of different Asian authors. So for example, there's Julie Kagawa, Renee Ardier, Roshani Chokshi, and a lot more. So basically this is a collection of short stories, like I said, and it features 15 retellings of Asian myths and legends. So I'm so excited. I've also seen a lot of group reviews for this. Yeah, so this is actually the group book. Did I say that? I think so. So this is the group book, so we would love for you to join us in reading the group book because we are going to be having a live show discussion on Cindy's channel on Saturday the 25th of May at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I'll leave all that information linked down below. This also isn't that long, like 300 pages. The live show is going to be so much fun. I don't know if I mentioned that I'm not the only co-host. There's also 3 other co-hosts and they're all amazing. So I'll link all their channels down below. We have Elias, Cav, and Sandra as well joining us. Yes, those are the 5 challenges for the Asian Readathon. And now I just actually wanted to quickly mention a few bonus books that I'm planning to hopefully read outside of the challenges, other Asian books that I would like to get to, hopefully. But May will be a busy month for me, so I doubt it, but I just wanted to mention it. Maybe you could use these books for some of your challenges. But there also will be a link in my description, and there is a Google Doc with a lot of different book recommendations to fit the challenges, and this has been crowdsourced from the book community and our hosts. So yeah, there's a lot of different options. So if you're struggling with what books to choose, check the link in the description. But yeah, so some other books that I hope to also read in May. The To All the Boys I've Loved Before series by Jenny Han. If you didn't know, this series is like, it means a lot to me because the main character is half Korean and half American. So yeah, I have already read this series, so this would be a reread for me, and I'm planning to listen to the audiobooks. So I might not be able to listen to all 3 of these, but they're really short and quick audiobooks, so I think it's possible. Also, I've never read the middle book before. Why are they out of order? Also, I don't have this book currently because my mum's reading it, but I've never reread P.S. I Still Love You, and that is my least favourite in the series, I think. I don't know. So I do really want to reread it and see if I actually, because I think I might like John Ambrose more this time. I liked him when I first read him, but I wasn't obsessed. Like, I still preferred Peter, but I'm not even a huge fan of Peter. Anyway, basically I want to reread this series, and I need some more audiobooks to listen to in May because I only have that one, and I usually listen to more than one audiobook in a month. So yeah, I'm planning to reread this series, hopefully. And then I have 3 other books that, you know, maybe I won't be able to get to, but I would like to get to. The first is Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha Lee, and this is Own Voices for the Crane mythology because this incorporates Korean mythology into this sci-fi story. And I actually have already started this, but I'm literally on page 4. I actually really loved what I read, even though I didn't read that much. I just kind of got into a reading slump and didn't read that much after I picked this up. But I do want to read this. This was one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and I think it's just going to be really fun. It's a middle grade story. It's basically about our main character Min, who goes on a quest to find her brother. It involves fox magic, as you can see. So it just seems like it's going to be so much fun. And the fact that it's based on Korean mythology just makes my heart really happy. This is actually also the Dragons and Tea book club pick for May, so that'd be really fun to join in on that. That is the book club hosted by Melanie and Amy. But yeah, so hopefully, but I don't know. The next book is another reread, and that is The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X. R. Pan. This is one of my absolute favourite books of all time. I read it last year and I just fell in love, and I would love to reread it. I've been wanting to reread it ever since I read it, basically, so this would be a really good time to reread it. It's basically YA magical realism, and it follows our main character Lei, whose mother died by suicide, and she believes that her mother has now turned into this bird, so she goes and tries to follow the bird to Taiwan. It's just beautiful and amazing and handles mental health really well, and yeah, I would just love to reread it. And lastly, another book that I would like to read is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. This features another character who is half Korean, I believe. This actually has received mixed reviews, but I still do really want to read it because some people do love it, and I really want to read it because obviously the main character is half Korean. Also, the main character's name is Penny, which is my sister's name, so it just seems like I need to read it. Plus, I was really excited when I first got it. Like, the synopsis really intrigues me. It's basically about Penny and Sam, and they start developing a texting relationship where they start to really open up to each other and grow closer. So yeah, I hope I can read this as well. Okay, so apart from all of those books, the only book that I'm going to be reading that is not a part of the Asian Readathon, that is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor, because I'm co-hosting the read-along, the Daughter of Smoke and Bone read-along, and we're now up to this book for May, and this is the final book in the series apart from the novella. We are reading that novella in June as well. That will be the last book of this read-along. But yeah, so this is the last book in the series. It's really big. Oh my gosh, it's like nearly 600 pages. As of filming this, I actually haven't finished reading the second book in the series, but I will finish that hopefully by the end of the month. But yeah, I did really love the first book. We're going to be reading the last book in May. So if you're going to be joining us, our live show discussion will be on Cassie's channel sometime during the second weekend of June. So we haven't announced announced the official time or anything, but definitely follow our Twitter, which I'll also link down below for the updates. So yes, there's going to be a lot linked down in the description, so definitely check the description box if you're confused about anything or if you want more information on anything that I've talked about. So yes, an ambitious TBR, especially considering the fact that I'm going to be so busy. I'm going to New York at the end of May. So I'm going to be planning and packing for that, but yeah, I'm so excited to go to New York and go to BookCon and hopefully meet some of you, and it's just going to be so exciting. So yes, if you're participating in the Asian Readathon, please let me know. I would love to know what books you're planning to read. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next one.